Coming to you live from the On Air Media Studios here in Dallas, Texas. Welcome to Sound Bites with Susan and Waylon, where we take a short extraction of our daily lives as publicists to share with you all. My name is Waylon Tate with J. Waylon and Associates.
And I'm Susan Friedman of Friedman Marketing and Public Relations.
Very good. Very good. Last Monday you were definitely tired or something because you messed up your own name of your company.
It's a long name. It's a
yeah,
long name.
It is. Well, welcome everyone. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you too.
Yeah, we were talking about before the show that it was, your Mondays keep getting busier and busier.
Yes, I actually was at Fox 4 Good Day this morning with the Dallas Chamber Symphony. They were performing because they have a concert on Tuesday, tomorrow, which we'll talk a little bit more about further on in the show. Good,
yes. It was, it's been a busy morning for me as well because I finally put an offer on a house this morning. So if you've been watching the show, obviously you understand that this has been a very long journey for me.
I'm kind of bummed that you didn't take any photos during the process and bring them, and we can't wait to see your house. So the next time you go and visit, please take some photos.
I will. I'm afraid to put it out in the world until I sign the contracts, right? Because
fair enough.
Then it's like everybody's like, well, I liked the other house better, and then I feel bad for getting a crappy house, right? So we'll see what happens, and then if we move into me putting down the earnest money and stuff like that, then I'll start showing glimpses. But it's gorgeous, a beautiful like $50,000 pool, hot tub, way bigger house than I need for one person. But you know that's kind of how I am. So I'll be renting them out to students and probably my own, and I'll sleep in the basement to afford paying for this house. It's up there, but it's an exciting experience. It's my first. We've talked about that before.
What area did you decide on?
This is North Lake Highlands.
Okay,
so
that's wonderful.
Gorgeous
Great
area. Very private community. You know, just when I envisioned buying a house, I kept telling myself, yes, the house is one thing, but I wanted to like pull into the street and there just be trees lining both sides. And that's what it is. So it's nerve-wracking, right? Even when you're looking through the contracts and it's talking about all the zeros that are behind, you know, and it's an overwhelming feeling. But I really trust my realtor, and she's leading me in the right direction. We made a pretty competitive offer, so we'll see what they say and take it from there.
That's exciting. Yeah. Can't wait to hear next week.
I know.
When will you find out?
I don't know, and I don't really want to bug her, maybe. That's weird, even though she works for me. But I just I've put it in their hands, and whatever the universe brings me, I'll just be happy and at peace with that. But yeah, so we'll see what happens.
That's exciting news.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
What about the rest of your weekend? What happened this weekend for you?
So, well, I had a great night, a great weekend. It started on Thursday. My client, AC Hotel, has launched an artist residency program, and they have brought in musicians Danny and Chris.
Oh, they're adorable.
Are they adorable? Yeah, Danny and Chris from Fort Worth.
Okay.
And they are acoustic musicians, and they're just amazing. And they play guitars, they're vocalists, and they also perform with the ukulele.
Oh my God.
Is that cool? Like, who does that?
Are they sisters or just?
Yeah, they look like sisters.
They do.
Though. They're
yeah, they do.
best friends. They actually met, I think, via Facebook because they had a lot of friends in common. And then they turned out that they were both going to a same event, and they're like, hey, want to go to the event together? And that's how they met.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. So they're going to be performing
every Thursday.
Okay.
Every Thursday from 6 to 8 o'clock at AC Hotel in downtown Dallas. There's a lot of new AC hotels, but the most important one is the one downtown Dallas near Neiman Marcus.
Because Susan represents it, of course.
Because I represent them.
But I have to tell you guys, it is, if you haven't been, take a moment to go. It's beautiful. I love it because it's very chic. It's very, very streamlined. And it's super close to our office because we office on Main Street and Acard. So I really think, you know, in my office we've been talking about doing kind of a happy hour for our employees. And so I think that'd be a great space
we would love to
for us to start with.
And we'll what's great too is we have happy hours from 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So all drinks are $8 and under.
Very nice.
Yeah, you can get a glass of wine for $4.
Awesome.
Nice,
No, that sounds like an exciting thing. I look forward to that.
It was beautiful outside this weekend. So I did the patio hopping. I went to the Tap House on Cedar Springs, and I went to the Ivy. They're both near my place.
And
so.
very, very different crowds.
Very different crowds.
Very different
yeah.
crowds. You know, I used to live in the Illume, which is above where the Cedar Springs Tap House is. And it is a party from the time they open until the time they close.
They had drag queens performing for charity
nice.
on Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, my weekend started out on Friday. We did, one of my clients is Too Posh Boutique, and they and their girls were in a fashion show for Couture Dallas.
Okay.
It was really a cool experience. Obviously, this is something that we're very used to, and it was in one of the galleries in the Arts District. But it was a lot of fun.
Was Willie involved in it?
Willie was not actually
So
involved.
Willie
in
Johnson, we've had on the show before, and he is an amazing stylist who usually has his hands involved in a little bit of everything.
And all the time.
Yeah.
He never stops working. And then yesterday, you know, we've been talking about my experiences in needing to get outside of my bubble, the half-mile radius of Uptown to which we live. And so I did. One of my business partners is Laos, Tracy, the one who actually built our website. He's also a sponsor of our show. And so he took me to the Laos New Years in Saginaw, which is close to Fort Worth. It was an amazing event. I have to tell you, I'm all about costumes and all of that kind of stuff. And this, I actually got blessed. Yeah, it was a really, really cool experience.
What an amazing experience.
Yeah, and so, you know, you
what
go
were
in.
the costumes like? And what,
Just traditional Lao, like, garments. I mean, just beautiful, like what you would think. I mean, a typical, I hate to say this, typical American would think it was like geisha-esque, right? So the women had their hair all pulled up in a bun.
Got
And
it.
just these beautiful layers of bright, bright colors. So obviously they have a temple, and we went in, and it was just beautiful. It was so, you know, flowers everywhere, and you actually kind of get on your knees, and he holds your hand, and he tells you kind of, not a fortune, you know, but he basically just, they tie it on your wrist or whatever, and he told me, he goes, find happiness in every day. And I was like, oh God, like that's so true. So then I started crying and started stop, dropping, and rolling out
I
of
would
the temple.
always wear that bracelet to remind you.
Yeah, I will.
I like that. I like these friends who are taking you out of your bubble. You've been to Denton and Fort Worth a couple of times.
Yeah, I went to Denton on Saturday. I'll talk about that next week. But yeah, so it was an eventful weekend, but a good one.
Very good, very good. Do you have anything coming up?
Gosh, I'm sure I do. I don't know. I need more coffee. What do you have coming up?
Well, I mentioned the Dallas Chamber Symphony. I was there this morning at Good Day. So this is Yabing Zhang. He is an award-winning pianist. He won the 2017 Dallas International Piano Competition.
Okay.
And he'll be performing with the Dallas Chamber Symphony tomorrow at 8 o'clock at Moody Center. Moody Performance Hall. That's me with him. Yes.
There's little Susan with him. Is he a nice gentleman?
Yes, he is amazing. He actually is from China. He went to school at in Denton.
Okay.
And he's on full scholarship to continue his lessons at SMU.
Nice.
Yeah, in the fall. So, so I have that coming up. It's going to be an amazing show. And what is so amazing too, he is doing his solo debut with Rachmaninoff, which Piano Concerto Number 3, which is one of the hardest pieces ever written for piano.
I didn't know you were so fluent in music lingo.
I am a publicist, and therefore I learn what to say.
Therefore, you know, if there was one, you know, I do love music, and I love the symphony, and so because you have so many connections into that world, the only person that I ever want tickets to see, if you ever get the opportunity to represent them, is Yo-Yo Ma. I represented
Yo-Yo Ma with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra.
Bring him back. I would give anything.
It was amazing.
There are a few things that really just kind of send chills up my, but he is such an incredible.
I think he actually comes to Dallas quite a bit.
Okay.
I say quite a bit. I'm not quite sure about that, but I think I've seen his name 3 or 4 times in the last few years.
Well, pull your pure PR fringe benefits and get me tickets the next time he comes. I'd appreciate that. I'll find something to get you into, Susan, for sure. What else is coming up?
Well, this Saturday there are 2 major holidays that require festivities. And the first one is the Kentucky Derby. You know, that's a big deal here in Dallas. We like to get dressed up and celebrate. If you aren't going anywhere, you can watch it on NBC Sports, and you can make a mint julep, which is the signature cocktail for Derby Days.
That's what you're looking at right now.
And just in case you don't know how to make it, it is with bourbon, water, crushed or shaved ice, which is major. You could go to Sonic and probably buy that ice. I love Sonic ice. And fresh mint. So yes, so you can celebrate at home, but there's a lot of things going on in Dallas as well to celebrate. And this event is at Arlington Hall in Oak Lawn. It's the annual day at the races, and it's a benefit for them. So, of course, you can enjoy mint juleps, Southern cuisine,
and big hats.
Dress. You're supposed to dress in your derby best and wear a hat. I guess it's, common to wear hats for this event.
Big hats,
So
right?
big hats. And they're actually going to have a contest for a best dressed and best hat competition.
Wow.
Yes,
Are you going?
It's beautiful. I don't think so. I think I have an event, actually, that I have to work at that same time. But there's going to be auction, long games. Sounds like a lot of fun. If I could, I would totally be there. It's from 4 to 7:30 p.m. this Saturday. It is a fundraiser. Tickets are a little high. It's $150 for individual tickets, and VIP is $250.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So,
maybe you and I can sit in your living room and drink mint juleps, wearing big hats.
That's why
and
I
watch
said you could watch it on NBC and make your own. Yes.
I'm all about that.
But the other thing that you can do.
This is one of my favorite holidays of the year, by the way. Look how cute.
Yes. So we're going to move on. The other big holiday is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. So the city of Dallas is hosting a huge fiesta and parade with over 60 entries with floats, decorated vehicles, bands, ballet, folklorico, mariachis, DJs, the whole works. And it's one of the oldest parades in Dallas. It's in Bishop Arts, which I didn't realize and I've never been to. So that looks like a lot of fun. I believe it's being hosted by the city of Dallas, and you can actually find more information on their website at visitdallas.com.
Okay. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. And the Bishop Arts District is just fun in general.
And booming.
Yeah. And the businesses around there will have different events going on and stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely a target area to go to. But in case you want to go to like a restaurant and drink some margaritas and all that stuff, you can go to Matito's Tex-Mex, which I didn't realize they have 4 locations.
They have one right down the street from where we live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is their major one. Reason being is that they're hosting fiestas with mechanical bull rides, games, and prizes. And the Oak Lawn location is the only one that's hosting the Bob Armstrong queso eating contest.
Oh, jeez.
Can you imagine?
No.
No, I can't.
It sounds lovely. I'll do the queso. I'm not getting on a mechanical bull.
Fun to watch, right? But that's from 2 to 11:30 at all 4 locations at Matito's.
Oh my gosh, that'll be so much fun.
Yes. And then this one sounds cool, and I've never done this. There's food tours in Dallas. Did you know that?
I did.
Have you done that
I have not
before?
done one, but I talked to a woman that actually owns one of the companies that does them, and she's out of Los Angeles.
She's out of Los Angeles and does it here?
Yes. I
Dallas?
don't ask me. I don't know, but yes. So it seems pretty cool. People actually pay money,
Yeah.
and the way that it works on the back end is that they get the restaurants to do at cost the food, and so they do kind of this tour, and they do 4 to 5 different spaces, is what I've heard when I was talking to this woman. So
it may be the same woman because there is a taco and margarita tour, and it's presented by Dallas Bites. Does that sound familiar? And Dallas Chocolate Tours, which I guess they initially started off with chocolate and have added on things. But this one is going through different neighborhoods, actually. It's going through East Dallas, Oak Cliff, and some other places. You're on an air-conditioned motor coach.
it's important because it's getting warm.
And you get food and drinks. And there's 2 different times on Saturday, 12:30, and there's an evening one. The 12:30 one in the afternoon is $64, and the 9:30 is $78. And if you're interested, you can go to dallasbychocolate.com.
Fun. We'll check that out as well. One of the things, that we do, obviously, Susan, as publicists, is we stay in constant awareness of influencers, right? And so I'm sure that you run to the newsstand just as soon as I do whenever Time comes out with their most influential people.
I don't run to a newsstand because I get it to my house.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't do that. Okay, I go and read it at Barnes & Noble for free. Okay, no. But, because that's just how cheap I am. But, so it was a pretty cool list this year, right?
So here it is. They came out with their top 100 most influential people. It is, in my opinion, the best issue of the 52 issues you get every year. And it is. And it's interesting. I was reading the editorial note at the beginning on just trying to get some background information. And they said that it's not a measure of power or your achievements per se, but who you are at this time right now, and if you're making a difference.
Right.
It doesn't have to do with social media. There's a difference between social media influencers and these kind of
That's right.
influencers.
Because a lot of the influencers, to some degree, are not known. Like there are people I think that the public at large would assume would be in the list that is not, and there are people on the list that some people may not even know who they are. Because it's about, like you said, it's not about a measure of your wealth or the success you may have had in your business. It's a matter of what you've done to make a difference.
There are a lot of people that I'm not familiar with, and that's one of the things I love so much about it. And it's broken down into 4 different categories. It's pioneers, leaders, artists, and titans and icons. So
Titans.
Titans.
Not titans. Titans. Yes.
Titans.
Perfect. Who is were you happiest to see maybe in the list?
I'm still reading through it, and I think it's some people who I'm not even familiar with. But as I was flipping through it, I did see one of your favorite people.
Oprah.
Here she is, and it's a beautiful photo of her. It's Oprah Winfrey.
I just love her so much, you
Page
guys.
something,
Every night.
123.
No,
so
she's so
on
amazing.
your list.
She is. I pray to her every single night to bring me a whole lot of success in my own business. Sometimes she responds, I have to say. But she's, I mean, let's just be honest, right? Whether you like her or you don't like her, this woman she is probably the most influential woman on the planet, I would venture to say, because she reaches so many different people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she was someone that understood their voice and their calling, which we talked about either last week or the week before with Tyra Banks. That's right. So, gosh, we have so much to talk about, but I'm so excited to get to our guest today. So when we return after this short break from Crudo Vodka, we're going to learn some really interesting insight into categorizing
how to stay safe with your house.
That's right.
Do anything.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
We're back. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we are really excited to introduce to everyone Alison Wood. She just launched in 2016 a company called Take Stock Inventory, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. Welcome to our show.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for being here this early. We have to apologize every time we have a guest on because it is early for most people on a Monday, and it's probably the busiest day for most people's weeks to get going, so we do thank you for being here.
It's not a bad place to be.
So, what is Take Stock Inventory? How would you describe it?
We have an inventory, so basically, what do I say? We take pictures of your stuff in a nutshell. We document your possessions. We go into houses and businesses and document what you have.
It is so much more, though. If you go to their website, which is pretty easy, takestockinventory.com.
Takestockinventory.com.
They have some really cool software. So they take a picture, right? Let's say of your kitchen. This is what it shows on the website. They take a picture of your kitchen, and it shows like the oven, there's a countertop with a beautiful vase on it, the kitchen table, and they can they'll put a box around the vase, and then you can like label it, like so that you can easily find it. And then I guess do you see it in an Excel spreadsheet?
That was so
afterwards?
good. You don't even need me.
She's a publicist. That's what she does for a living.
Impressive. It gives like all these different categories of how you can tag it, the name of it, and all that kind of stuff.
The software that we created, so basically it's like a 360. We do 2 different things. One is just digital stills. So if you want us to come in and categorize everything in your house, catalog everything digitally. We'll open up your drawers and closets and do that. But the other service that we have is line of sight. So what it is a 360. You've probably seen it on probably your hotel. The AC hotel. It would, but the way that ours is different is a software integration that we have. So it zips around, it sees everything, but say you just want to pick those 5 paintings on your walls. You actually will lasso it, is what we call.
Okay.
And it just will grab that item, and it takes the image and actually places the image on the side where you can then categorize it by, so you can sort it by donate, sell, appraise, assign it. So if you want to assign it to your family members, and the neat thing that we're doing now is you can actually add video and sound. So you know,
is
if your mother,
awesome.
you know, if you had somebody that you want to tell a story about an item, you can actually say,
that's so great.
yeah, it's really neat.
Or like, I guess in your last will and testament, you can
Exactly.
you can do that and say, I'm leaving all of it to one person because I don't like the rest
Right,
of you. Yeah,
People are like,
perfect.
Actually, you'll
you
see on
need
the
security.
website.
You'll be like, what?
On the website, my mother, actually, little rat that she is, she's talking about this painting, and she goes, oh, and we got this in Paris, your father and I, for our 50th anniversary, and I'm going to have it go to Catherine. That's my sister. It's so rude.
I love it. I love
But
it.
it is
my
neat
gosh,
because you
yeah.
can actually, you capture the memory. You know, some people go, oh, I don't have, a lot of people say this, I don't have anything. I don't have anything that I need to document. Well, the truth is you have a story. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
everybody
right.
has a story to something, and sometimes it's not an expensive thing, but it's something that means something to you.
That's
Right.
right. I have to know, what was the impetus for even starting the company? Was there an event that happened in your own life where you said, okay, everyone, myself and everyone else included, needs to document their
And I
possessions?
want to do a time out there too, because I met Alison
2008?
2000
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh. So,
Happy
and she
anniversary.
was happy anniversary. And I met her because she was doing event planning. And we were working with Insight Complete Eye Care, doing a grand opening
Which is
for,
fabulous.
yes, it was an amazing party. You did an excellent job.
Aw,
And
thank
then
you.
a few years later, I think I heard that you started designing handbags.
You know, when you're a single mom, you just do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
then,
You know?
I heard from you again, and you were doing this business. So yes, Waylon asked a very good question. How did you come up with this business?
Well, my business partner and I, Marion Hager Bryan, she and I had always wanted to do something together. So for about 15 years, we kept trying things left and right. You know, what should we do? But truly, our priority, our family. So you know, I wanted something that I could do where I could still be a mom and help the world, honestly. And so what happened, Marion's husband had this concept about 25 years ago. But at that time, insurance companies didn't really embrace it because
Right.
they didn't want you to remember everything. I
Right.
shouldn't say that. But you never, you know,
true.
now there's so much fraud. You need to know
That's
what you
right.
have. So her husband had this idea, but at the time, you know, he did 15 other different fabulous things.
So he's the tech software guy.
He's just the genius. We call him El Rey. He is the genius.
El
So
Rey.
that was our original concept, and that's what we did. What happened, I got divorced, and it wasn't really even about the negativity and fighting over what's what, but was when you leave the house, you need to know what you're leaving.
Yeah.
Whether it's he or me, you know,
Yeah.
whoever's leaving, you just don't know what you don't know.
Assets
So-
are assets, right?
Assets are assets, and sometimes it's just grandmother's spoon that I really want, you know?
Yeah.
So I was blessed enough that I was able to document the stuff. So that is how my experience. But Marion's family had 8 homes in Gulfport, Mississippi that were destroyed with Hurricane Harvey.
Oh.
And so that was, you know, a really traumatic thing that they didn't have proper documentation. So that's how it really started. And then our new company, Take Stock Inventory, we had some friends invest and partner with us, and now we have a great new partners and founders with us. And so we
That's
took
so
it to a different
great.
level and then created some new software. We bumped it up a bit.
Right. And it's so needed. I mean, just in Texas alone, we have the tornadoes, the earthquakes, the floods, and
Hurricane
that kind
Harvey.
Of thing. Yeah.
It was really devastating. Hurricane Harvey was devastating. And we actually have our technology down now to such a price that's $495 for a 3,000
So
square foot house.
affordable.
So, and it doesn't do, you know, it's if you want to have your drawers done and you're inside of your closet, then you can do the add-on, $195 an hour, but for 2 people, and we're quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
you really, yeah, it's kind of something that we all need to do that you just don't do it until, you know, it's too late, sadly.
Right. So how do you?
We'll get one for you when you move into your new
No,
house.
I'm excited.
Before you came on the show, we were just chit-chatting, and you said, I asked you, who do you market to? And you said it's consumers. So how do you market? How do you find those people?
You know, we're so, it's interesting. Our target market used to be attorneys, family law attorneys,
Okay.
because when you get divorced, you really need to know what you have, what's his and what's hers. So that was our first original target market. And then estate and probate, because when somebody dies, sadly, you have to divide the assets, and oftentimes people are all over the world.
Right.
So we have
Okay.
So anyhow, the answer to that question is, how do we do it? With tons of referrals. Social media, Facebook is wonderful.
Right.
Events, we do a lot of events. So we
Oh, you
sponsor
do?
a lot of events. Yeah, we do. We do
Do
a
you
lot
have
of
any
events.
coming up?
Oh,
And do you do the
you've got
event
me.
too?
Absolutely.
And do you need a vodka
And
sponsor?
I mean, of course we need a vodka.
And do you need a vodka sponsor?
Absolutely. We need all sorts of sponsors. What is our next event? Gosh, we just did some bench bars. which is local bench bars.
Sure.
Horseshoe Bay one, which was really kind of fun.
Oh, I bet.
If you have any if you have any neat events, you let me know.
I bet.
Got it.
I'm waiting for an inventory call for Bali, but I haven't gotten one yet.
I'm eager to know what that experience is like because we, I think all of us, right, are kind of nervous about the things that we have in our home, right? So I can see how from a consumer end, at first it may feel a little invasive, right? Because
Right.
people are literally coming in with cameras photographing your possessions.
Right.
So how do you kind of walk a new client through that process? Do you tell them up front, look, this is going to be a little uncomfortable, but it's something that you need?
You know, I probably should start saying that, to be honest with you, because it is natural. Even myself, I tell people when they come in, don't go to my garage. You know, just don't look at my garage. Make it real clear.
Right.
Everybody has that feeling. Everybody
Okay.
feels that way. And so, you know, it's kind of like when you go to the doctor, they're not looking at all your parts. They're looking at what they need to look at to
Sure.
fix it. So truly you don't, and you get, I hate to say numb to it, things don't face us anymore. They just don't.
Right.
I know it's, because honestly, both Marion and I were born and raised here, and I'm one of 6 kids, so we all kind of know everybody. and that's by the nature of default, just by the sheer numbers. And it just, it's a thing. So really, I think that they meet us, they feel comfortable. We're amazed sometimes at the people and the clients that call us that
Sure.
I myself go, oh, you found us on the internet and you're hiring us to do it and you trust us. And
The life of an entrepreneur.
it is actually, we're so blessed. We had the most wonderful clients, and honestly, it helps everybody. It really does, even in the divorce. You know, you're angry and you're fighting, but yet at the end of the day, if you can do it separately, and in your own
Sure.
rooms,
Yeah.
with your
Sure.
own houses or what have you, it's just a peaceful process. But people get over it. I think by the time they get you into the house, they're ready for you to take pictures of their stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they really are. Plus, it's completely confidential.
Sure.
And then once it's done, it's theirs. So they can do with whatever they want with it. They can share it. They can send it to appraisers. They can do whatever they want.
Their attorneys?
They're attorneys, yeah. We actually have an attorney-client executive view that allows you to, and it's the same thing with the estate. You can see what everybody wants at the same time.
Oh.
And it'll also divide it down. So if you have like $100,000, you've got 5 siblings,
Yeah.
$20,000 each, it keeps hammering it down. So
Oh my gosh.
it's really nice. I mean, I know I
That's
love
so
what I do, but it really truly is.
No, I can
peaceful
see how it's so
process.
funny because in my mind I'm thinking like, you know, whenever you're going to get married, you take the little gun, right? And you
Yes,
go into, like,
yes, you
it's like you
yeah.
give your family members and go, right? And they go like tag everything that they want when you're dead, right? So
That's interesting. So when the finished product, is it a link?
It is a link. It's a downloadable. Yeah, it's a link that we send to them, and then they can actually on the 360 you create your own inventory.
Okay.
So you go through, and let's say you just want a visual of the house that you'll have forever.
Sure.
And then you actually those items that you snip out and that you choose to catalog to make your own inventory, that'll go into that room. So it'd be like dining room, and then you can print those out.
Got it.
So you have to create the print, unless of course we do your digital, just the stills, and then you can print out those PDF.
okay.
This is a brilliant idea.
No,
I'm
it
really
really
excited
is.
for you.
Thank you.
Of course.
It is kind of, we're so blessed.
I want to know, Alison, what is, out of all of the things that you've photographed, what has been the most obscure or kind of crazy thing that you think, without giving away
I was going to say, hold on, I got to think about client confidentiality here.
Or I mean, it could be abstract. So was it something that you're like, I can't believe these people actually want to photograph this?
Oh boy, that's a gut. I got to think about client confidentiality. We've done it all.
You
know
have?
what?
Okay.
We've done it all. We have done.
Animals? Have you?
We've done animals. Actually, the most fun was yes, the most fun was a prenup, and they just wanted to document everything, and they documented their animals.
I
thought
love
that
it.
was brilliant. You think about it.
Yeah.
No,
Hey.
it's
I was wondering, do they photograph their cars?
Photograph, absolutely, yeah. I do, and we do collections too, which is really fun.
Okay.
So that's the exciting part. Is that the collections.
What do you mean by collections? Like art collections?
No, we do any.
Collections of what?
Collections of anything. Coin collections, which I don't. That's a big deal. But oh gosh, I mean spoons. One person had the most beautiful silver napkin ring holders. The most beautiful ones you've ever seen.
Right.
Mechanical carousels that go around. So just whatever you collect. You know, do you have a collection that you?
I have,
yeah, Susan. What do you collect?
Do you have any?
So my mom started it when I was young, and every year I would get it for Hanukkah. It was a Madame Alexander doll.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I have 3 boxes like this high of just this maybe 50 to 70 dolls.
Okay, we're gonna have to help you.
And I don't know what to do with them though
my
now.
God. Sell
'cause I
them
have
on
no
eBay
place to put-
immediately.
I don't know what
Well,
to do.
and that is the most amazing thing. We actually did an event last year at the Belmont. Well, we attended it, the Belmont. And a speaker came in, and I believe he was working with Heritage at the time, largest doll collectors. I believe that they're maybe the first,
Really?
Yes.
wanna sell mine.
Oh, you would not believe the money in them. I mean, it was crazy.
What?
That's the fun part. Yes, especially the old ones. You just have, and the discovery when you have something new like that,
Sure.
and especially seeing your reaction when you
Yeah.
see the value in them, or in just the memory
didn't think
too.
they were
Let's
valuable.
film the whole
Yeah.
thing once
Okay,
Susan finds out how
that's
much the
it.
dolls are
I
worth.
know. We're gonna have somebody from Heritage.
Mama's
in
going shopping.
next week.
Yes.
And I'm
There
gonna
you go. Absolutely.
I
That's
love
so
it.
great.
I love it. Gosh. Well, first of all, I think it's really interesting that you what you do, but I think it would be really good to kind of continue those relationships with attorneys, specifically ones who do probate and kind of last will and testaments. I represent an attorney who does both of those functions, Beth Edwards Law, so I would love to make that connection for you as well.
Thank you.
But it's important, I mean, because, divorces and death can be really ugly when it comes to family
sad.
possessions.
Emotional
It's
time.
sad. It's emotional. You know what? It really is. Honestly, it's painful. It's a painful process, and I get it because I've been there.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? And you also just learn. It doesn't matter. Like we don't even think about it. We don't even. People are always emotional. Whatever. Let's just get
Sure.
in,
Yeah.
help you, and get out, and then
Right.
give you a product that you can really utilize to save your life. I mean,
Perfect.
it's
Well,
fun.
thank you for
Thank
being
you.
on our show. I think our time is almost up. But if you want more information, you can go to takestockinventory.com. You can also find them on Facebook.
Take stock inventory.
Very good.
And you can find them on our social media after the
social
show at Susan and Waylon across everything. So website, all the social media. So we really appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you. I
Get
love
your
the
stuff
show.
photographed.
Love
right?
it. Fun show. What a way to wake up in the morning.
And have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next Monday.